Good morning, welcome to Life of Dave. I'm back down the boat this morning. It is Good Friday. I got up early this morning, couldn't sleep, done a bit of gardening, put some plants in the ground, and I've decided to nip down the boat and I want to see if I can get this installed. Not fully installed, but in the hole, bonded into place at least. So I've got a bit of sanding to do. Ouch. I'll sand this backside down again where I spread that filler out that I used the other day, and then bond this into place about there. I'm not going to be fixing the shelving today, but I will be using it just to set me distance so that I bond the outer bit in the right place, because otherwise my shelf's not going to fit. So I've got to get it in the right place, set that in. I'm not sure, I might have to tape that in place or something. And once that's glued in place, I should be able to hopefully slide that out of the way, hopefully without moving it. So that I can slide that in to bond it in when this is all set up. I can get this set in with the resin, a little bit of glass over it to hold it in place. So it hasn't got to be perfect, I just want it as close as I can get it. Need to tape this up so I don't ruin it. This is me top for me cooker. So right, I think that'll be alright. Right, let's set myself up and get sanding. I'm not going to record all the sanding because I think we've all seen enough of that. Most of that corner there will never be seen. Here, I don't care, I still want it finished right. I won't be happy unless I know it's finished right. Right, so just wipe that down with some acetone. So now that's all clean and ready for me to sort out what I'm going to stick on now. Right, I have to go find my masking tape. So now I just need to tape off the area that I don't want ruined. Not that it'll ruin it, this can all be sanded down, but I don't want excess cleaning when I don't need to. So this section here was all done, finished, prepped, ready for the cooker to go in. It's now a storage area at the moment until I'm done with all the works. So I don't want this side just getting covered in resin, so with masking tape that off there. So where I'm working here, I can then just peel this off. I've only got this bit to sand out and sort out rather than the whole lot. It's not a lot, it's not a great deal, but hopefully it'll also stop any excess resins and bits and pieces running down under the rest of my work. So I'll try to keep what I'm doing clean and tidy where I can, so every little helps. Got to work out roughly how much I'm going to use for this, to be honest. I haven't got a clue. I'm going to wing it. It's only a very thin amount, but I'm going to have to build the edges to get a radius on the corners so that when I glass it in place, it's not a square edge. So I'm going to start off with a nice little blob. I'll spread that out along the line where that's going to be fixing in. Then I'm going to have to feed that in around the part. And basically fill up any little gaps. Yeah, I reckon I'm going to need a little bit more than that. So, but I don't want to mix up too much and be left with a load of leftover product there. That's not really good for anyone. It's a waste of money, it's a waste to the environment, yeah. I know that'll take all of that. And a bit more. Quite a good sized blob that. So. I'll take at least 24 drops and the hardener for that. Probably more, it's nearer, I'll say 30 to 40 drops this size. So what I use is, like I say, these measuring spoons. If it's really hot, you know, that'll be enough. You're looking at about 24 to 30 drops, roughly, on a block this size. That little spoon gives me 15 to 17 if you really stand there letting it drip off. Obviously I don't want this like super highly catalysed, so it's like trying to set up instant and then bursting into flames. You've got to put quite a bit into how to do that, but it is possible, so never push it. Now this one doesn't change colour much until it's setting up. It goes like a slightly grey colour. One of them that I got, it was better in the sense that when you was mixing it up, you could see it turning grey, so you knew that A, your catalyst was right, and B, that, you know, you thoroughly mixed it in and it was incorporated in all of it. This one does change, but much slower. It's the same stuff, same product from the same company. It just doesn't change colour. Some of them do, some of them don't. It does go slightly grey. Until it really starts kicking off, you don't see a lot of change. Alright, that's that mixed up. So, on with the job in hand. I'll bring it a bit closer actually. Right. Look at the end of it. Guess on the amounts. That's slightly past where I'm going now and clean that out. That's no problem. Most of the contact on this top section is on the ends here. The centre part doesn't touch that much, so. Right, let's have a look-see at this. Under there. There. Push that in. Stick in quite well. There's a little straight edge around somewhere. Yeah. Just give me a push that out. Bad. It's out in the middle there.
but I don't want to go in too much, out too much. I'm trying to get a fine balance between the two so that I can get it as flush as possible. I can't get it straight because I've got a hatch to go in there. If I bow this in the middle, the hatch will just sit wonky when it's all fixed in place. I don't want to come out too much because then I'll have a massive gap here. It'll be really hard to fill. Shelf fits. There's no point bonding this in place and the shelf won't go in the hole. I've got it in the wrong place, I need to know now. Aha, yeah, see? I can trim the back of the shelf down and make that fit, but why not set it right to start with, where it needs to be? Right, there. Just like that. Right, I'll keep that in place for a second. Now this is just to take up the gaps. Yeah, it'll bond it in place, but it's taking up all the little gaps because I can't just fiberglass this in place without filling those voids, those holes. If you just try and glass it in place, I'll just have massive voids, dry layer. You know, it'd be horrible. And that there gives me that rounded transition that I was on about. See, this will be flat, but these corners have got to be radiused. Otherwise, every corner on the boat that I want to lay glass, it won't work. Right. I need to put some down there. Back there. Can't just keep that in place for a moment so I don't move it accidentally. Like that. It's very easy to move. Here you go. Top corner. See what that's actually holding in. No, it's not. Thought that was going to hold in for me there. It's not. Right, almost there. Very carefully. Remove that without knocking you guys over. There's a bit more of this along this front edge. So without pushing the thing backwards. And that's why I put the tape there. Well, that weren't a bad guess on the amount of bonding paste that I was going to need. I've used quite a bit of this stuff, so I've got a rough idea how far it goes, but you know, because this is such a thin amount that I need, it's quite hard to work out how much am I going to actually use. Get a bit into that corner. Corners are the worst. Very awkward because you've got a corner like this has got 3 directions. I've got the up, the out, and then the back. Like, you know, like I say, any excess, I'm not worried about that. I can sand that off once that's set in place. I was hoping to maybe get it in place and then glass it, like hot coat the glass, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that without it moving around on me too much. I mean, if I put glass on that and I try to roll it, I'm going to be pushing on that, that's going to move. Unfortunately, that means I've got to let it set and then more sanding. But it's not going to be too bad to sand it, and I can sand away most of this excess along this front edge. This bit here, because I want to fix the glass to the glass. Look, this is a glassed wood top. I want the fiberglass to stick to that, not to the bonding paste. If the bonding paste comes off, you see that's my layer of bonding paste. If I put a layer of glass over that, if that bonding paste fails and comes off, all I've got is glass with bonding paste stuck on the back, and it's not fixed to that. So I want it fixed to the glass of the boat, not to the paste. That's the plan anyway. Yeah, that. Oh, that's not bad, guys. Out of all that I mixed up with, that's all I've got left over. So that's not bad at all. Not a bad guess at all. Right, the only thing I've got to do now is just tuck in behind it and see what's going on, what a mess is in there, because that will need sorting out while it's still wet. Oh yeah. Right. That's the thing, there's 2 sides to this piece. No point just